I don't think anyone will disagree when I say that there haven't been many years as significant as this one for laptops. The industry has changed dramatically in just a few months. In this whirlwind of new portables, Lenovo has held its ground and maintained its reputation. Generally, their laptops are reliable and well built, and I'm going to talk about just such a laptop, namely the Yoga Slim 7 Aura Edition with a new generation Intel Core Ultra 258V processor. For those who don't know what that Aura Edition in the name refers to, it's quite simple. Lenovo and Intel have decided to collaborate more closely, and the fruit of this collaboration is this series. Not to be confused with the RGB system of the same name by Asus. Beyond these details, the general appearance of the laptop is nice, but not uncommon. The color chosen by Lenovo is metallic gray, and the matte finish covers fingerprints or dust marks efficiently. The laptop is all aluminum, feels robust, but is not too heavy, so this model weighs under 1.5 kilos, a correct weight for a thin and light laptop of this type. I also liked the keyboard, the key travel is ideal, and the backlight works well in the dark without causing visual discomfort. Equally cool is the trackpad, which left a good impression due to its impressive dimensions and how it responds to touch. The keyboard is flanked by speakers, which, although not the loudest, do a good job when you want to watch a series or listen to music while working. On the display side, we have a 15.3-inch IPS with a resolution of 2880 pixels by 1800 and a refresh rate of 120 Hz. And just because it's not OLED, I can say it exceeded my expectations. The first time I interacted with it, I could have sworn I was dealing with an OLED. It looks that good. The colors are vibrant and pleasant, and on top of that, the screen is also capacitive. The camera above the display is a standard one, a 1080p resolution, and supports facial recognition through Windows Hello. It's decent for video conferences or other similar tasks. I appreciate that there's also a physical switch on the laptop chassis, which allows you to block the lens for more privacy. Before we move on to what's hidden under the aluminum casing, I want to talk about the laptop's connectivity, which, although it can be considered a bit scant, it's inherent to the reduced footprint of this laptop. On the left side, we have an HDMI 2.1 port, a Thunderbolt 4, and a combo jack for headphones and microphone, and on the right side, a USB-A 3.2 and another Thunderbolt port. The only thing I would have wanted in addition would have been an SD card slot, which I consider indispensable for an office laptop. On the wireless side, we have Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4, which are the newest standards at the moment. Moving to the inside, as I said, the new Aura Edition laptops come exclusively with Intel processors, so here we have a Core Ultra 7 258V with 8 cores and 8 threads, and a maximum frequency of 4.8 GHz, an integrated ARC 140V GPU, and an NPU capable of 47 TOPS, which takes care of AI-related tasks. On the memory side, the Yoga Slim 7 has 32 GB of LPDDR5X memory at 8533 megatransfers per second, and the modules are soldered onto the motherboard, which means they cannot be replaced. In this context, I wouldn't say it bothers me, because 32 GB is a sufficient amount. Storage is provided by a 1TB PCI Express Gen 4 SSD, which, unlike the RAM, can be replaced if you need more, although I consider that this SSD is sufficient for most users. And finally, the icing on the cake is the 70 Wh battery, which in combination with the 258V CPU lasted me over 20 hours of continuous use, putting the Yoga Slim 7 on par with laptops with ARM processors. You can work even 2 days on this laptop without seeing a plug, a rare thing even after the boom of laptops with Qualcomm processors. The 65-watt adapter ensures the charge from 0 to 100% in just over an hour, which is not bad at all. So to say this is just a good laptop would be an understatement. Good, but what's the deal with this Aura Edition? Well, Lenovo has implemented a few new modes in which to put the NPU to work, depending on the task you want to accomplish. The first of these would be Shield mode, which promises to offer an enhanced level of security. Let's say, for example, that you're traveling and working on your laptop in an airport or a cafe. If someone tries to look over your shoulder at the screen, the laptop will notify you of this and will blur the display. Also for work, you have what's called attention mode, which will mute notifications and restrict access to websites that might distract you. We also have collaboration mode, which automatically calibrates your camera in video conferences, power mode, which helps you optimize battery consumption, and last but not least, wellness mode, which adjusts the screen brightness to minimize the effect on your eyes. In theory, it sounds good, but from personal experience, I can say that they don't make that much of a difference. I can just as well turn off my notifications when I want to focus on work or get up from the desk when my back hurts without an AI telling me to do all these things. Of course, we also have Copilot Plus, and Yoga Slim 7 also has a dedicated button on the keyboard, as any respectable AI PC does. And now that we've seen what's up with all the AI-related novelties this laptop brings, let's move on to serious things, that is, to tests, and see how the laptop fares when put under pressure. And the first test I ran was Cinebench 2024, where I obtained a score of 573 multi-core points and 114 single-core points. Even though the multi-core score is quite low, it should be taken into account that this processor is not focused on raw power, but on the intelligent use of resources to offer autonomy that can compete with that of laptops with Snapdragon processors. Even though the 573 points aren't much, this score is still better than the one I got on the Asus ZenBook S14 with the same processor. The difference between the two scores is approximately 30% in multi-core, as the ZenBook S14 only obtained 418 points. The situation is similar in Geekbench 6, with a final score of 11,176 multi-core points and 2,700 single-core points. I also ran the UL Procyon AI computer vision test, and we can compare the results with those of Lenovo Yoga Pro 7 with Ryzen AI 9 365 processor. The Core Ultra 7 258V processor obtained a score of 71 points, less than the 104 points of Ryzen AI 9 365, but if we take into account the other benefits brought by the Intel processor, such as the increased autonomy, I consider it to be just as good an option as the one from AMD. And now, like any curious gamer, I said, let's see how it works in some lighter games. I started with Counter-Strike 2, in which I set the resolution at 1080p and the graphics to very low to squeeze every frame from this laptop. The average FPS was at around 110, which is not bad for a portable this thin. I also tested Fortnite with the same settings, and the FPS did not drop below 80, except in very demanding moments, and generally remained over 90, also not bad. I have no doubt that you can run other titles such as League of Legends or Valorant in decent conditions and enjoy similar performance, which makes it good even for casual gaming sessions. I guess at this point we understood the strengths and weaknesses of Yoga Slim 7, and I dare say that is undoubtedly one of the best office and entertainment laptops I have dealt with this year. It starts at under $1,300 in the most basic version, and is a good choice for those who want to use it for office work, but also for entertainment, like movies, browsing, social media, even casual games from the esports area. So yes, the Yoga Slim 7 Aura Edition fits well into the current trend of laptops with decent performance and excellent autonomy, solid and light. And with that being said, we stop here, but not before asking you, how do you like this Yoga Slim 7 Aura Edition? And if you've made it this far, please subscribe to our Tiny Tech channel. Thank you and good luck.